Is British food actually bad? I see a lot of people saying that British food is the worst food ever. Is that actually true? There are some dire British dishes, and our UK food has daily crimes against humanity served on a plate. But there's also some great dishes. Dishes like toad in the hole, Sunday roast, a full English fry-up, fish and chips, pie and mash, afternoon tea, and chicken tikka masala are classic British staples. Proper British food is great in the right weather. It's made for warming you up after coming in from a cold and rainy day of working outside. Nothing better than a proper pie and mash, a roast dinner, or an apple crumble and custard after walking outside in the freezing rain all day. People see beans and toast and think it's typical British food, when in reality that's the equivalent of a hot pocket or something. It's a quick lunch. I live in the UK. Like any other cuisine, some foods are vile, some are great, most are in between. Their pub fish and chips kill. It's mostly what I ate when I was over there. They also have some seriously amazing sausages. My father bought the Mrs. Patmore Downton Abbey cookbook, and once a month he cooks a multi-course meal from it and we watch a few episodes. If that food is any indication of British food, then most definitely not. I've loved everything he's made so far. As an American, one was surprised how British food can be very good. In fact, the best cheeseburger I ever ate was in a London West End pub. They are very good at most everything. Many years later, I still enjoy making up a full English breakfast. As an American who visits several times a year, I think the food and coffee are amazing. It's a stereotype left over from World War II rationing. You'd think some place that invented surströmming that makes you want to puke as soon as you smell it, or fugu that might kill you, or even eats spam as a popular part of their diet, which even Britain views as World War II food. Looking at you, Hawaii might have a worse reputation. But no. But it's okay, because without it we wouldn't get to laugh at people on YouTube spooning Marmite into their mouths like it's Nutella and gagging. That's the main thing, I think. Not from Britain. But the only thing I've ever eaten that was British was a full English breakfast. And that was fucking delicious. This is nothing but a stereotype. I'm sure it holds as much relevance as someone saying all Americans are fat gun-loving rednecks in jacked up pickup trucks with $500,000 in medical debt. Nope, they have a number of good dishes. I particularly love steak and kidney pie. But like anywhere, there are good versions and not so good versions. Was in Edinburgh a few years ago, and every restaurant I ate in had pretty healthy and tasty food. I like their brunches, which are full of many delicious meals. Not at all. British pastries are amazing, as well as pies, any declination of them. You just need to be open-minded to appreciate it. Because unfortunately there are a lot of misconceptions about British food. I am Italian and I've been mocked quite often because of my love for British gastronomy. Different strokes for different folks. I wouldn't do so well in Asia with the kind of foods they have over there. And I'm quite sure I would be sick if I consumed even a fraction of the sugar-coated fried cheese monstrosities that the US offers the rest of the world. British food may be quirky, and I will absolutely refuse to even look at a jellied eel, let alone stand in the same town as one. But most of the scran we make is edible, and that's good enough for me. A lot of British food is a lot like American Southern comfort food. Actually, shepherd's pie, cottage pie, fish and chips, Sunday roast, English breakfast, bangers and mash, sausage roll, etc. Let's be honest here. Would anyone ever eat hominy grits if they weren't starving? Local food is very much what keeps poor people alive. No, not at all. We have loads of great dishes that people like. Our food isn't traditionally very spicy. So if you love spicy food, you might think some of it is boring, but we do know how to make a great fish and chips, pie, or roast dinner. Was in Britain in 2017, loved all the food. As an American, I rather liked English breakfast. And OMG, the chocolate just sold out of vending machines and corner shops was to die for back in the 90s. Can't speak for today, but a Kit Kat was an experience. If you hate British cuisine, you should come to the Netherlands. We can only boil and mash stuff or fry things, and even that comes out like brown gray sausage with a wrinkly foreskin. Spice? No, that's too spicy for us. I'll take a nice pie and a Guinness over that any day. There is nothing better anywhere than roast keg of lamb with a mint sauce. Go see for yourself. You are never going to be hungry. No. My favorite streamer is British. I'm American, and through him and the rest of the Brits in chat, I have developed a love sausage rolls and beans on toast and Coleman's. Can't forget digestives, also yum. There's nothing wrong with it. Every country has their quirks when it comes to food. UK has great produce, so it may look a bit simple and beige at times, but it tastes good. Comfort home cook meals, easy and quick to make. We also have the influence of other cultures. Pub food is delicious. Anything fish, seafood is good. Yummy simple desserts. It's a load of bollocks. I'm from the UK and live in FL. I go to so many regular places with what I call English food on the menu. If it was crap, they wouldn't be selling it and it wouldn't be on the menu. Sausage rolls, for example. Come on now. An English breakfast is the best fucking thing on planet Earth. I've spent quite a bit of time traveling in the UK for work and in many other European countries. There are some really good dishes and good pubs and restaurants, especially in major cities. But I've also witnessed some very bad stuff. Just basic dishes that are easy to make, yet the texture and taste is horrible. So it's definitely a mixed bag. In Spain, France and Italy, for example, the average quality is higher and the bad are nowhere near as bad as in the UK. Every country has good and bad food. America has some of the best food I've ever tasted, but they don't know what cheese is. French bakery is tremendous, but then they cook pretentious shit I wouldn't feed my dog. Italy is world-renowned for its food, but again, I've seen things. Like most people, the average UK diet will consist of cuisine from all over, in varying degrees of authenticity. Seldom few will exclusively eat British food. Nope. Spent 3 months in the UK. It's not that bad. Gets an unfairly bad reputation. Used to be pretty bad. I worked in the UK for a few weeks every year in the 2000s and I never looked forward to eating. Now, I think the UK isn't bad at all. I'd say they have better Indian food than the USA for sure. And I think they have maybe elevated some of their normal fare. Does it matter? Not really. Go out to eat or for a drink. It's about who you are with more than the food and booze. Food is only bad because of how a person made it. Oh boy, I would kill for some full English breakfast, shepherd's pie, fruit tarts and meat pies. After just spending a week in Spain, I can categorically say that British food is not the worst in Europe. Sounds like hate from Americans that have never left their own state, let alone locate Britain. Like all places, there's good food and bad food depending on your taste preferences. No. Honestly, as a Brit, the traditional stuff is among my least favorite. The immigrant British stuff like fish and chips and Indian curries are great.